KPEL News Time is coming up on 7-Eleven. This is Acadiana's Morning News. Brandon Como, Bernadette Lee here with you. And
Why are you giggling?
It's not every day that a giraffe comes into the studio.
I know.
I'd say something, but I have no idea what kind of noises giraffes make.
That's a good point.
I know.
What does a giraffe, other than eating
long
stuff?
moo, I suppose.
Or is it more neigh-ish because it's like you're more
Might be a little
horse-looking?
above,
He just created a noise for the giraffe.
Happy Halloween, everybody!
I want y'all to know that I'm actually wearing this, not for Halloween.
Yeah.
Because I've discovered I self-identify as a giraffe. I'm going to be on the cover of National Geographic next week. And I just want to thank Acadiana for accepting me the way I am.
Okay. It sounds like you're not very healthy.
It's all this city living. My head's crooked.
Usually people shoot at giraffes, I would guess.
Yeah, but this giraffe owns a gun store. Don't do that.
This is the best Friday ever, dude.
I'm just curious, where do you pack?
I'm not a camel, so not in the hump. But I got a lot of neck, so I can put a long rifle in
See,
there.
just another reason to be a Twitter follower of KPEL, because all the pictures are up there of Glenn. If you like us on Facebook, you'll see the picture. You look so cool, man.
I am cool.
Are you like afraid that? Oh yeah, I see. The nose is kind of hitting the microphone.
It has a mind of its own. It's actually sniffing up there, looking for soft plains grasses and stuff. Tree bark.
You look great, dude.
Thank you.
So what happened? Did the Nugster say, "Hey, Dad, be a giraffe for Halloween"?
No, I mean Nugster. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, it's going to rain Saturday. So Scott, my 3-year-old, needs to go trick or treating. So let's say we do that Friday. Let's do that tonight. Move it up. But
so you're gonna go knocking on doors dressed like that tonight?
Yeah. I'll either get shot or get candy.
I think you're going to get extra candy.
I should.
The love of a father for his daughter.
And my daughter gets the candy.
Okay.
This giraffe is not opposed to, having a beer. So if somebody wants to give me a beer while I'm trick-or-treating.
So you're a drinking giraffe.
I most definitely.
Okay.
Hydration. It's key.
Apparently.
Yes.
So did she want you to be a giraffe, or you just felt the need?
No, it kind of freaks her out, really. It's kind of like, you come home, your parents are like, oh, yeah, we're getting a divorce. And then, cool, you come home now, and, oh, my dad's a giraffe.
Oh, man. All right, so Glenn Fleming of Acadiana Gunworks is here for Firearms Friday.
I was going to say, I don't know how we segue into this.
You are one of the coolest people ever, dude. I love that you love Halloween. Last night,
I like it, yeah.
My husband put on his Darth Vader costume.
I know, I saw it.
He took pictures. I'm like, I guess it's okay for us to be childlike when it comes around to this kind of stuff.
You can be childlike all the time.
That's right.
There ain't no laws against that.
That's right. You have to have the awe of a child, I think, to really appreciate life every day.
If you're not having fun, your life sucks. Do something else,
We ought to put that in a quote and put that on our Facebook page.
Next to the giraffe picture.
And if your life does suck, press on, do something else. Get a lion costume, go run around the savannah and hope for the best. Whatever.
Oh, my. All right, so the guy comes in. He has his new work outfit on. He says he self-identifies as a giraffe, and so we're going with that. And whatever that death moan is.
Yeah, I don't know. What sound does a giraffe make again?
This is the best day ever on radio.
I don't think I'm quite getting the pronunciation right, but I'll get it later.
You're trying very hard. That's beautiful. So, but we do have you here. We always do start out with a safety tip. And while you are young and whimsical and you do enjoy life, there is a, very serious side to what you do. That's why your number one focus is responsibility and safety.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, I'm here in a giraffe costume because it's fun and all.
Right.
But we need to talk about guns.
That's right.
That's what we're here for.
Yes, sir.
And, of course, guns, they're not really a laughing matter.
No.
You got to take them seriously.
You do.
And in the spirit of kids and Halloween, My safety tip this week is actually, focuses on little kids and stuff like that around guns.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, if you're a gun owner and you believe it's okay to leave a gun unattended in the house, even if you think it's unloaded, you're wrong, and you're setting yourself up for tragedy.
That's right.
Always remember, a gun is loaded even when it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And the real answer to gun safety isn't, locking up your guns or anything like that. The real answer to gun safety when it comes to children is actually teaching them the 4 basic laws of gun safety.
Yeah, so you have 4 basic laws that you always go
And
with.
number 1, and these could be in any order, but these are the basic 4. Number 1 is the gun is always loaded. Number 2 is never point a gun at something you're not prepared to destroy.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, always be sure of your target and what's behind it. That's important.
Yeah.
And number 4, keep your finger off the trigger until you are on target.
Yeah. Because what happens is we see these shows on television, we see movies, etc. Now they do it. Now people do it the correct way where they don't have their finger on the trigger.
Well, that's because people started making fun of them.
Yeah, because they were just not realistic.
Yeah.
So that's the way it's
exactly.
supposed. You're not supposed to have your finger on that trigger, not unless you're ready to shoot.
Yeah, those 4 safety rules. None of them's more important than the other. They're all kind of, written in stone for lack of a better word. They're all equally important, and it's something. If you have guns in the house, and kids, you should hammer it into their heads early on. Don't mess with the gun. This is why. Here's some basic safety rules.
Mm-hmm.
And once they get the hang of that and understand why, dads tell them don't mess with that kind of thing, that grows up. It's basically parenting. You want your kid to grow up to be a responsible adult.
Yeah, the prevailing theme from all these safety tips that I get out of this, and I think our listeners do too, is as opposed to what many anti-gun people say and really teaching more ignorance of guns, what you're saying is the best way to advocate for gun safety is to have knowledge about guns.
Yeah. Even if you don't have a gun, I mean, your kid is going to be exposed to guns at some point. There's over 300 million of them in the United States, estimated, probably more. So, that's the good guy guns. There's a ton of bad guy guns out there that nobody knows about.
That's right.
And, the good guy or the bad guy uses it for bad, ditches a gun for whatever reason. Suppose you're an anti-gun parent, which is cool. That's your,
that's your prerogative. Yeah.
But if your kid comes upon that ditched gun and he doesn't know the rules, then that could be real bad.
A case in point right now. A Lafayette man. This is in our news. A Lafayette man. His name is Cordera Felix. He got a sentence yesterday, 2 years in prison. He had a stolen handgun. The judge sentenced him to a year of probation as well. Now, according to evidence that was presented at his guilty plea, Felix says, now this guy's 28 years old, says he was approached by a group of juveniles. So he was approached by a group of teenagers offering to sell him a gun. They had a bag containing 8 weapons.
Yeah.
That ought to tell you, as Glenn is pointing out, just because you don't have guns doesn't mean that your kid
and I
won't
heard
come in
this
contact.
story earlier when y'all were talking about it, and I this is going to sound really bad, but I think it's awesome. The reason it's awesome is because they finally went and gave the guy time for doing the crime.
That's right.
Normally, you just get a slap on the wrist, or whatever, and they go out and do it again.
And that's
in this
exactly
case,
right.
They kind of hammered him, and that's good. Give him something to think about.
Yeah.
232-1542, 232-1542. If you got a question or comment for Glenn Fleming now. Also, we're talking about anti-gun legislation and, dealing with judges and such. And as a matter of fact, in New York, there's a New York SAFE Act. And it was a decision handed down by the Second U.S. Circuit Court Judge, Jose A. Cabranes, who his decision dealing with, weapons, and basically when the SAFE Act law came to be, it was estimated that over 1 million gun owners didn't turn in or register their weapons, which basically made them overnight felons and something that they didn't realize that they had become. So kind of relate his ruling to what we just talked about there.
Yeah, well, one thing, the 1 million gun owners that didn't register or turn in their guns, they knew full well that they were breaking the law.
Oh, okay.
They just didn't care.
Gotcha.
Basically, this New York SAFE Act has to do with so-called high-capacity magazines and so-called assault rifles. And basically, it bans both of them. And one of the things they did is they actually had gun confiscation. If they learned that you had an assault rifle, it wasn't registered or turned in or something like that, they'd come to your house and take it. No restitution, no nothing.
Wow.
So this judge, by upholding the SAFE Act, says that it's legal for the state to come in and confiscate your personal property. Well, let that sink in for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, first off, the judge said that these, assault rifles are used in a disproportionate amount of crimes, which is proven false in every stat that's out there, including FBI and all that other stuff. So he's working on a falsehood right off the bat. Everybody kind of thinks this is just a political thing, and I do too. Of course, you can't prove that, but,
He's a judge. He's got the power, obviously, to be able to do that.
This will go probably to the Supreme Court.
Yeah. It's amazing, though, to think about it, because it's like you said, think about that, the government coming in and taking your guns. Every time somebody makes